This question is actually really easy if you understand all the vocab and just kind of intuitively know what they're asking for, but I understand why if we're shaky on those things this would be difficult. So I'm just going to go through it as if you were kind of learning this for the first time. What would you need to understand from this question? Well, we are given a parabola, okay, that is the function with this x squared here. That's what tells us it's a quadratic equation. And when we talk about quadratics, the minimum is basically a code for the vertex, okay? That's the part of the parabola where it turns, the turning point. So I just did one of these parabolas, that's an upside down one, but this is a minimum, so it's gonna be a normal parabola that kind of looks like a U shape, and so we're looking for the point where it turns. So there are lots of ways to get this in math, but I think that the most reliable is to use the axis of symmetry formula, okay? And this is a way of taking a standard form quadratic and finding the x coordinate of the vertex. So this will give us part of the minimum, but it won't actually give us the answer to this question quite yet. What we need to know is that the formula is negative b over 2a, and every quadratic can be written in the form ax squared plus bx plus c. So we're going to get our a and b from this standard form of the equation. Now the problem here is that the form that they gave us is missing a piece, right? Normally the standard form has three components, the a, b, and c terms, but this time we've only got two. So which two do we have? Well, the x squared tells us that we have the a term, so that is going to be 2. So I'm just going to substitute that in. And then the b term is missing. Notice there is no term that has an x by itself in it in this equation. So we are missing the b term, which means that the value of b is 0. So we have negative 0 over 2 times 2, which all of that is just going to reduce to 0. So that is the x coordinate of our vertex, but it is not itself the minimum because what we're trying to find is where it actually does this turning. So it's going to look something like this. We've just found the x coordinate of 0, so now we kind of find the y. And this happens to be the y-intercept in this case, but what we could do here just to prove it for any kind of parabola that we're given is take our x coordinate and plug it into the original equation. So I'm going to do f of 0, and that is 2 times 0 squared plus 24. And this 0 makes things really easy. Everything here is going to cross out, so that's 0 plus 24, which is just 24, and that's the answer. So this was a longer explanation than some of you are going to need. Some of you can just kind of look at this and just know what's going on. But not every parabola is going to be so simple. We might need to adjust things. We might have more complicated situations. And so what I just taught you here will work no matter what kind of parabola we're given. If we're asked for the minimum or the maximum, we're thinking about the vertex, we can use negative b over 2a to find the x coordinate, and then just substitute that value into the equation to find the y coordinate, and you've got everything you need to know the vertex, minimum, and maximum of a parabola.